Hello, everyone. It's me, Andrew. I'm here in my home in lovely Ligonier, Pennsylvania. Hopefully, you all are doing well out there and that you're having a good week so far. It's been a busy, busy day. I don't know. I would like to one day say that it wasn't busy and we just were relaxing and hanging out, but busy, busy, busy day today. But a good day. Lots of little errands and kind of uh, crossing T's and dotting I's kind of day. I'm going to see who's watching. Harry is watching. Hi, Harry. Amanda's watching. Hi, Amanda. William says, hello, everyone. I'm here at Star Cottage Studio filming our Saturday morning tutorial with Jen. What are you all up to? Marianne's watching. Hi, Marianne. Marianne posted a picture of her collection of some of my artwork in her new ACEO card, the Phoenix one, and that was really nice. It's nice to see the pieces go out into the world, and that people like them and appreciate them. At least I think so. Harry said that he posted a video of his outdoor cats having supper a bit ago and posted a couple pairs of earrings on the AG page. And he fired the kiln today with lots of ornaments. Oh boy. Can't wait to see what y'all made. Amanda says that she's waiting for me and listening to the piano practice and wondering if she should tidy the beating desk or just keep going. I don't know. It's always one of those things where I like the idea of being tidy and like keeping everything kind of organized, but it's one of those things that rarely happens because we're so busy that I get kind of swept up in the next project and then the next project and the next project. Michelle's watching. Hi, Michelle. Cheryl's watching. Hi, Cheryl. Yeah, it's been a little bit of a rainy, overcast day, a little bit. I had to, right before this, I had to rush around the house closing some of the windows because we open the windows when it's cool, kind of to let everything air out and keep it nice and cool and not have to run the electricity with air conditioning a lot. And yeah, so when it rains, it gets wet. So I had to run around real fast. And so if I seem out of breath and sweaty, that's why. Michelle said that she liked and shared the video. Thank you for helping boost the signal. It's really important that we try to do that and get the word out about things. As we continue to grow and evolve as a business, it's super important that we kind of amplify our signal as much as possible so that, we can have the resources available to do all the things that we've been hoping to do. We've got a lot of really cool plans in the works. And we can't do that unless we have the resources to do that. So yeah, we've got a lot of cool things that we've been talking about. I can't say too much yet because it's way too early, but there are a lot of good things happening, and we couldn't do those things without all of you out there. So thank you so much for all of your support. Harry says, Georgia's watching with me. Oh, so that's sweet. So if you did not see on Saturday, Jen had her tutorial, lovely mermaid and Larimar creation. There was some questions in the comments on YouTube about where to find the Larimar. And I think that the person who watched that video maybe isn't aware that we're a full service bead store. So if anybody's ever looking for anything and they can't necessarily find it, email us at info@allegorygallery.com and we can try to look for you. A lot of times we have things already, but sometimes we don't because we are a smaller shop. So if there is any time where we don't have something, but you would need, if you need something, we can definitely go out and look for you. We work with suppliers all over the world. And so we're pretty good about finding stuff. I also have a really pretty big collection of things myself. So, yeah, so I can kind of dig through that and see if I have anything that I'm willing to part with. So I know sometimes it's kind of confusing, especially if you're not familiar with our business. So, we can definitely help you out if there's something that you are looking for. Sometimes it takes us a while, and sometimes I just can't find it. That's also a thing that sometimes happens. But I used to go at least once a month to a big show to shop for the store. Less nowadays, but we still do it. So just so you know, um, we can hook you up if you're looking for that. Um, Marianne says Tyr is sleeping next to me, and Loki is on the bed as well. Grumpy Girl is being antisocial. That's sweet. Susan's watching. Hi, Susan. Yeah, so Jen had a tutorial on Saturday. If you didn't see that, check out our YouTube channel, and you can see all of the Saturday morning tutorials that we've done if you'd missed any. Sometimes we include links in our descriptions. If you use those links, we do get a kickback if it's for like an Amazon link. But if it's a link for our shop, then we get all the money. So, so there's that as well. All right, so there's that. If you were around in town, William, he and some of the other merchants on West Main Street got together and did a Meet the Merchant event. It's turning into kind of an annual thing. So I think that's fun. I did not get to go because I was busy with other commitments that day, but I think it's nice to get to know the people behind the shops. Sometimes we're not able to be there all the time, so that's like a nice way of getting introduced to who the people are behind the scenes, or hang out with the people that you are familiar with. So that happened over the weekend. Yesterday, if you didn't see, William did a collection of lots called the 25 or under lots, and they're pretty cool. I had to rewatch the replay and make sure he wasn't divvying up any of my goodies. But thankfully, there was nothing that caused any kind of conflict. And I kind of went through everything. I was like, there were a couple things where I was like, I didn't approve of this, but anyways, which kind of brought about the topic for today. It's called Sharing is Caring. And the reason why I've kind of tweaked the name, because we've been doing these fundraiser lots for the past, I guess, couple weeks now. And the reason why I switched up the name is so that it makes it easier for Barb when she's packing orders. Sometimes if we just keep going and keep adding on, it gets really daunting when there's like 300 lots and there's multiples of every lot. Like when we do Kittapalooza every year, it it's a big project, because there's hundreds of kits, probably thousands if we're being honest, and every horizontal surface is taken over. So I've been trying to break it up into smaller kind of like mini events, and then that way it makes it easier for her to ship and get things out, and people don't have to wait super long time. We do try to combine orders when we can, but it is one of those things where it's not always possible. So it's better to keep it kind of like segmented out. So these are more kind of destashy lots that are the intention of this is so that we can raise money so that we can do a tool buyout. I've talked a lot about this and I won't go into too much detail because I have talked a lot about this. But there's two tool buyouts that we're doing. One, there's a local jeweler who's retiring. They're moving to Florida and they're starting to de-acquisition their tools. We're going to move some of those to Star Cottage Studio and then some of those to the new building in Johnstown. Our plan is to open Butcher Block Gallery in the spring of 2024. Originally, we were planning to open this month, and I'm super glad that we're not, because I think I would go bonkers because we're already kind of double stuffed with our schedule, and to even imagine adding more to that right now would just break my brain a little bit. So that's one person that we're doing a tool buyout with. Another one is one of my friends. She's retiring from traveling and travel teaching. And she's having some surgeries. So we're kind of doing this so that she gets money for her recovery and then so that we can buy tools from her. My goal is to raise the full amount before I leave for Aramont. And I'm gonna leave a little bit earlier, and hopefully to get a hotel with good Wi-Fi, so that there's a symposium on West African jewelry artists through the Society of North American Goldsmiths, and that takes place on the 29th and 30th. And my workshop at Aramont starts on the 1st. So I'm hoping that I can leave on the 28th and get like a hotel somewhere along the way, and chill out for 2 days and kind of prep and do some work in the hotel room, and or Airbnb or whatever I can find. And then on the way back, hit up my friend Andrea and Chuck at NC Black. So the goal is to make that money before I go down. So it's kind of a scramble. Uh, we, how should I put this? So when I was doing the calculating, I thought we were much further ahead. And then William, he's like, no, we are actually about half as much as we thought we were. So it's happening slower. And one of the reasons why is because we have um, a PayPal loan that we took out earlier this year. And so a percentage of all of our sales goes to repaying that. And I did not factor that in. So that's why we're lower in money than I thought we were. So, but we're making good progress. And so I'm thankful for all of the support and helping us get the tools. The tools will definitely allow us to do more things in the studio. It'll help us, it will help us make things, because there's certain things that you need specialized equipment for, and it will also help us have classes in those spaces. One of the things that we were kind of hit a roadblock with is at the cottage there's no bathroom still, so we can't necessarily have classes there. And so we're kind of shifting the idea of having classes over to the Johnstown location, just so that there's a full accessibility for parking and for bathroom usage and things like that. Um, you know, you kind of have to roll with the punches, and the plans always are kind of evolving. So there you go. All right. Marion says, I did recommend your shop to someone on a Papercraft Live. She has a brother in Pittsburgh. Oh, great. Well, hopefully if she visits Pittsburgh, she can drop by or we can do a meetup. We are about an hour and a half, depending on what part of Pittsburgh from there. But it's not a bad drive. It's actually really pleasant. If you take 30 from Pittsburgh, there's a lot of stoplights. And if you take the interstate or the turnpike, you have to pay. But there are kind of some back behind routes, which are really lovely and pleasant. Sometimes I like that. I actually prefer those because there's actually like people. There's some ways that you can go that it's like you're off by yourself, kind of. And I don't necessarily mind that necessarily, but from like a logistical point of view, like if I'm traveling and I'm out in the boondocks and there's no cell service, then I get a little bit nervous. Like if I break down or if something happens, then I'm like, there's no cars. How am I gonna get here? Get the help. Like one time we did this cross country road trip to go out to Tucson, and I guess that either I messed with it or William messed with it or somebody messed with it, but we turned off toll roads, and so it took us on these back behind roads. And I was in New Mexico, and it was like 50 miles to the next gas station. And it was like a 2-lane highway out in the you could see forever on each side. And then as the the gas tank started going lower and lower, I started getting a little bit more nervous and nervous. And finally, we rolled up to the gas station, and we were basically arriving on fumes. So that was a little bit stressful, and I don't care to repeat that. I mean, it was super beautiful, and like it was very atmospheric, but I don't I don't want to be like, the vultures pick my bones clean out in the desert kind of vibe. So there you go. Anyways, I digress. As normal, as per usual. Susan says, hello, everyone. And Janice is watching. Hi, Janice. Norma's watching. Hi, Norma. Let's see. There you go. All right. So we've got a lot of cool things, kind of randomy things today. I'll give you a kind of a brief overview. I put together some kits. Some are kind of fall, autumny, seasonally appropriate kits. And then I also have some S-word crystal. I used to, I guess I still do this, but not as much because there's not, I mean, I guess there are, I'm getting a little bit wild when I'm talking today. So I used to go more towards like the warehouses. I would dig through some of the vintage warehouses. And so I would go and there would be cardboard boxes and you'd be like climbing and scrabbling all over these. And there's a bunch of them in the Northeast area. There's some in New York City and there's some in Providence and some, they're tucked all around. And so I used to do more shopping like that for the shop. Nowadays, like when the pandemic hit, it kind of changed some of that. I mean, some of the places are still open, but I found that some of those places are no longer in existence. So I don't even know if the places I got some of this stuff are still around. But I'm going to be sharing my stash. So I used to love crystal, especially old vintage crystal, because they had lead in them. And that sounds like weird. I know sometimes the L word people get, they clutch their pearls and they're like, oh my gosh, lead, you're gonna die. And that's not necessarily the case. So where lead becomes an issue is if you ingest it. So if you ingest large quantities, so if you like eat it, snort it, or like turn it into a powder and rub it into your skin, then that's a problem. If it's encased in glass, it's not a problem. So just so you know, that's what gives a lot of, that's what differentiates regular glass from crystal is the lead content. It makes it sparkly. And it does this weird thing where it makes the clears more brilliant in color, the transparent glass. And so with like enamel and stuff, enamel, old time enamel, they used to put lead in it, and they've since moved to, a lot of them have moved towards lead free enamels. And part of the reason that is because when they're making it and manufacturing it, it's not as healthy. So old crystal has lead in it. It's not a problem unless you grind it into a powder and then start chugging it, which I wouldn't recommend anyway. So don't do that and you won't have a problem. But if you want some sparkly crystal, you gotta get that leaded glass. And then I think also there's a common misnomer, because when they talk about leaded glass, people start thinking of stained glass. And so a lot of people have moved to non-lead bearing solder, which is a soft solder. And the reason why people did that is because when you heat it, it creates vapors, and the lead would get in those vapors. So you can still do it if you do it with really good ventilation and stuff, but nowadays they have suitable alternatives. So, you just kind of have to use common sense. Um, Donna says, hello, Andrew. I love your stories from your trips. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I like to shop for things, and I think it's an adventure. And one of these days, I want to take, and we kind of do this already whenever I go on a big trip, but I like to go like more in depth and like bring like a real camera instead of just like my phone. But I would love to go around the country, possibly the world, and kind of document the stories of the people who collect the things and the people who make the things. And I think it would be a lovely way to, as like a love letter to the beading world, to kind of capture those snapshots from our contemporary history. Because I feel like a lot of these things, a lot of the people in our industry, you know, they have a deep passion for beads, and they go to extreme levels to get the beads. And sometimes those stories, I would love there to be a record of those stories in some form or fashion. One of our mentors, she was telling us about how she was traveling as a woman, and I think it was like maybe Myanmar. I can't remember if it was Vietnam or Myanmar, but at that, when she went, it was not common for a woman to travel alone, and also she is white, so there was some kind of weird things with that happening. And so she was talking about how she was like fleeing this like military police on the back of a little motorcycle, and she had her backpack and it was stuffed full of beads, and she had to like make it across the border and stuff so that she wouldn't get imprisoned. And then sometimes, like in some places, there's a little bit of corruption. Like my mom, I was talking to her recently about going to the Philippines to maybe set up some kind of like workshop or something like that. And she was like, you probably shouldn't go right now. And she was talking about how some of our relatives back in the Philippines were having issues with some of the local politicians being corrupt. And so people would they would get like arrested, and then you'd have to like pay a bribe basically to get released. And I think this is in some of the more rural kind of provinces. But yeah, so she's like, yeah. She didn't sound like me. This is me interpreting my mom, because she doesn't sound like, yeah. She's, yeah. So anyway, so she is telling me about how I probably should wait if to go on that kind of trip. And then I kind of feel like she wants to go with me, but then she talks about how she can't walk as much anymore. I was like, what are we gonna do? We're gonna be walking around. Yeah, and she's like, nah, I don't want to do that. So, so yeah, so fun times. I would love to kind of keep track of all those stories and kind of save those things. And I'm not a documentary filmmaker, but I would love to like help one make a story. I don't know. I'm just free associating at this point. Um, Mia says, I love to root through the vintage warehouses. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It can be dangerous, especially if you have like asthma or any kind of breathing stuff. Because some of those places, when we go vintage shopping, um, I think some people they have this idea that everything when you buy it is like hermetically sealed and is like in pristine, like, a vacuum packed or something. But sometimes like the cardboard's disintegrating or the building itself has mold. And so when we get it, sometimes it's in a condition that we then have to like clean the beads and sport and string and do all kinds of stuff like that. So there is a step in between getting it from the warehouse and then selling it to everybody. Um, so sometimes you have to be careful because there was one time when I was in New York City and this place was a little bit sketchy. And they had this like garage door that wouldn't go all the way up. So I was with one of my friends and we had to like shimmy on our stomachs underneath this garage door. And then there wasn't like a clear path, there wasn't like you could see the ground. So you had to like scrabble over these cardboard boxes, and at one point, I could feel the cardboard, and I was much lighter at this point. And I could feel the cardboard giving way underneath me. And so I was like a little bit shook, as the kids say. I don't know if kids still say that, but I was a little bit shook. And so, um, yeah, I still got some stuff. And this is before we had this store. So I didn't like acquire as much as I do now. In hindsight, I kind of regret that because there was this cabochon collection that was just simply amazing. Like there are these ones that are called reverse intaglio where they carve from the back and then they'll paint sometimes in the back, or they'll put like a paint in the back, like a white paint, so that you can see it. And then the top is like a dome of transparent glass so that you can see through. And they had a huge collection, and I loved it. I got like a handful, but that place is no longer around. So tracking that down is not as easy as it once was, and it wasn't easy before. So I should take that back. Like nowadays with the internet, it's so much easier to almost get almost anything, without having to scrabble around through dusty, disintegrating boxes. But I don't know. I guess that's part of the charm of it. Those near-death experiences make us stronger, right? Teresa's watching. Hey, Teresa. Um, Michelle says, already have one bracelet done. These will be an easy set. Oh, that's good. Janice says, perfect weather here today. Temperatures in the 70s with low humidity. Wish the weather was like this all year long. Yeah, the temperature was good. Humidity here was a little bit iffy, but the sun wasn't out. And I don't know about y'all. I don't like it to be too hot anymore. I grew up in Florida, and since moving north, my blood has like thickened or whatever. And so I'm not a big fan of extreme heat, but I do like sunshine. So um I don't know. Whenever it's like overcast like this, I get tired. Um, and so I feel like I'm like, I don't know, I gotta drink about 10 coffees to feel awake. All right, so I'm gonna flip this around and we'll go through these. I'm a little bit underprepared because that took longer to gather things, but I do have stuff, and so it may not be the smoothest shows today. But we'll do our best and go fly by ear. All right. I don't know if that's the real way to say that, but the words are not coming easy today. All right. So settings, camera. All right. So if you're just joining in, we're about to do some sharing is caring lots. This is a fundraiser that will help us make some money for a tool buyout. Before I start, though, I wanted to show William posted my latest ACEO card. And I wanted to show this on video because I feel like, I know he showed this yesterday, but I feel like they look so much better in person. And one of the reasons why I think that is because I use sometimes metallic pigments and paints in these, and like the eye is an interference blue paint, but it's a white paint. So it looks white in some lights, but it looks blue in other lights. And like the eye is like a green color, but it flashes gold. So green, gold, green, gold, green, gold. Um, white, blue, white, blue. And then there's also some metallics over here on the petals too. A little bit of a gold and an orange kind of luster. And so this one, it's I think I called it the Garden of Knowing. And for me, the eye symbolizes the idea of knowing or truth or seeing things clearly. So this I kind of like the idea of like a garden where there's a secret knowledge in the plants around us, and you have to go and you have to find it. And it's like that connectivity with the earth and with the environment around us. So that's kind of a loose interpretation of what this kind of symbolizes for me. Plus I just like flowers with eyes. I don't know, I kind of maybe it's those like surrealist paintings, and um, I don't know. I've always been a fan. I remember watching maybe Alice in Wonderland as a child, and the flowers having faces. And my mom is from the Philippines, and so she used to tell us stories about plants and how we had to talk to the plants and how you couldn't like chop down a tree without asking permission, because sometimes the spirit of the tree would be vengeful, or and you could get cursed and different things like that. And how if you listen to the flowers, like my grandma, she was from the Ozarks, and so she had some superstitions and mythologies as well. And so there were things like when she was trying to tell us about where babies came from, we she said that they came from the knots in a tree. Like, you know, if there's like a knot in a tree, she said that's where babies came from. And of course, we were old enough to know that that's not where babies came from, but it was always kind of fun, I guess, um, to provoke our grandma and kind of make her blush. She'd be like, "Where babies come from?" I mean, we grew up watching Falcon Crest and Knots Landing and Dynasty, so we know where the babies came from. But it was kind of funny to see her reactions, and she'd get so kind of I don't know, she gets so kind of like clutching her pearls or something, you know, when we would ask some of those questions, and she's like, "Oh, hun, don't ask that question." Um, but anyway, so we always had a good time. And so there were things like if somebody passed away, you would go and you would tell it to the bees, and that would help spread the word about somebody's passing. So there's all these different kind of we were raised on different folklores and fairy tales and superstitions. And so I feel like that in that kind of comes into my work even now. I think it's funny because even though I went to art school and I learned about art history and contemporary art and all these different things, I always kind of go back to the source material of when I was a child. And hopefully I'm a little bit more skilled than I was a child, but um, you know, it's one of those things where yeah, I don't know. That's where a lot of the inspiration for things come from, are different folk tales and folklores and superstitions and things like that. Um, oh boy. Susan says, OMG, have to leave. House 3 down is on fire. All kinds of emergency vehicles. Stay safe, Susan. Where hopefully everything's good and you don't have any problems with your own home. And hopefully the fire gets taken care of quickly and it doesn't spread. It's always one of those things where when something happens to one of our people, we get kind of a little bit nervous. But we're sending out some good vibes to you, and hopefully everything's okay. So the ACEO card is now online. It's at allegorygallery.com. I also have, I think there's a lot of these ones still left. This one is still available. And I also have a few of the Phoenix ones still available. And so I think this is turning out to be a fun little collection. So there are these little collections so far. So I believe there's still some left of all of them. So if you go to allegorygallery.com, you can still get them if you're interested. One of the things for me that's important is, I don't love production work. It's kind of one of those things that I have to do it because that's how I make a living. But I don't really enjoy I don't really find happiness in doing production work. However, I do like having art be accessible. There's a book called The Shape of Time by John Berger, and it's a visual essay basically on how art is intrinsically um, linked to wealth and wealthy patrons who protect and guide that. And it's also kind of a slippery slope because if it is connected with wealth, then it does become like an object of commodity as opposed to an object of beauty. So for me, I don't necessarily like the idea that art is only to be enjoyed by the super wealthy and having patrons that are, you know, that are not of the same kind of people that I am. I if you are super wealthy, that's wonderful, and I appreciate the support. But I am not super wealthy. Maybe wealthy in love and in wealthy in beads, but not in money necessarily. So, anyways, I like the idea of like democratizing art and making it available to everyone. And so, a part of doing that is working in editions and prints and things like that and making it more accessible. I know for some people, even this is hard to get. But I still want there to be many different options and kind of tiers. So if you want to casually engage with my work and still support me as an artist, these cards are a great way to do that, um, because it's not a huge investment. But we also have some of my bigger paintings available as well. So if you are, more well heeled and able to and want to support an artist, there's that option as well. So I try to hit multiple price points for people so that everybody can enjoy it, and it's just not some people can enjoy it and other people can't. So it's important to me that there are different levels. And so there you go. I see Danette's watching. Hey, Danette. Right. So those are available on the website, allegorygallery.com. And hopefully you'll like those. I'm keeping at least one of each so that I can have them for my own collection. Because one of the things that I realize is there's a lot of work that I have or there's a bunch of stuff that I made that I don't have any records of. Things like slides. I used to take slides of my work back in the day, and some of those slides are no longer good. Also, I think there was like a point where I had work. It was kind of in between slides and like a digital format, and so there are these really low quality digital images of my work, and that's all the record are these tiny little thumbnails that are super pixelated. So there are years and years of work that are just like not, there's no accounting for them. And I sold a bunch of work. So at that time, especially. And so there is a bunch of stuff that's floating around out there that I have no way of tracing or tracking. And some of it is probably for the best because I was still like, refining my sensibilities and learning. So sometimes people will post things from like when I was like in high school. I was like, oh, just pitch that in the garbage, light that on fire. And I know for them it means something, but sometimes like there is a big difference in skill level now. And so there are things out there that really kind of wish what weren't out there. I mean, I guess it's good to remind yourself how far you've grown as an artist, but I don't know, that I kind of like whenever somebody shows me stuff that's from like a long time ago, I get kind of like I don't want to see it necessarily. But with that being said, still making stuff all these years later. All right. So the first one is SC1, and it's a kit. So I made a collection of kind of autumny kits. This kit includes some of these beautiful sparkly AB finish crystal rondelles, big faceted ones. Also these bicones. This is Chinese crystal. I'm not going to take it out of the bag. Well, I should take it out of the bag so you can see it. This is like a metallic-y, kind of a aged bronze crystal. Those, I believe, are 4 millimeters. And then this also comes with some vintage Czech glass. This Czech glass is kind of a berry wine color with a little bit of an AB finish on them. So there's a little bit of a metallic. And I tried to go for kind of like warmer, warmer saturated. And then I have also some more crystal, some more Chinese crystal, and this beautiful kind of burnt orange with like a whiskey color to them. These are kind of like a faceted kind of football-y shape. I thought those would be really cute as earrings. And then there's a local person who we bought these off of, and they make these out of resin. I don't know if they're still doing this, but they're kind of like resin pony beads that they made that have glitter impregnated in the resin. So This is the kit. This is SC1. It's $12, and there's 6 of these available. Let me see if I can get a little bit closer. I'll move that kind of up. And I'll put the penny, the good luck penny. So if you're interested in claiming this lot, as with all of the lots this evening, please send us an email at info@allegorygallery.com. Please include the lot number. And if there are multiple lots, you can tell us how many you want. Otherwise, we're going to assume one. If you're new to us and have not purchased before, please send us your shipping address, your current shipping address, because we need that so that we can get the packages out to you. And also, if you're in Pennsylvania, we are required to collect sales tax on purchases made in Pennsylvania. So just so you know. All right. So that's going to be SC1, and it's $12 for this kit. All right. Let me shuffle this around a little bit. So, what do y'all having for dinner tonight? I don't know what we're gonna have tonight. Yeah, we've been super busy. I didn't get to go to the Amish farm stand today, unfortunately. But yeah, there you go. All right. Michelle says, I don't know. Yeah, me neither. Danette says, we had hot dogs on the grill and baked beans. Nothing too exciting. I don't know. You know, so we're not real big grillers. We were talking about this last night. We were watching some kind of show, and we think we were watching this show. We're watching this show on HBO called Unsellable House. And if you don't know, my parents, they live in Florida, and they've been fixing up this house in Titusville for about 10 years now. And they've been trying to sell it, and that's kind of like their retirement. And they've not had any luck selling this house. And I know why. It's like it's a beautiful house. It's super massive, but it's not staged at all. So I think it kind of turns off buyers because they can't necessarily imagine things. I think when you have like it's staged, you can kind of see what it would look like, you know? Anyway, so we started watching that show, and one of the people were talking about how they were grilling, and we're like, we're not really grilling people. All right, so Norman says, thinking of making tuna melts for dinner. Don't know what to have with it. And Marion says, baked chicken for lunch. Dinner may not exist. No cheesies. All right, so these are S-word crystals. These are vintage. There's a whole strand of these. And they're bicones. Now, if you are interested in just bicones, later I'm going to have some of the ones that I found. But I thought this was a good one. This is a kit that we previously made, but it didn't really get the love. I don't know. I think that we put it up and nobody bought any. So I found this. So I'm re-putting it out in the world. There's some carnelian hearts that are faceted. The holes go from top to bottom. And there's this. And there's a smaller one. So if you want to have a matching set, you could have a matching set. Sandra says they should have a photographer come in and do the pics. We have the same problem with my parents' house. They hired a photographer to come in and do special pictures, and it's sold within a day. Yeah, I don't know. Their realtor took pictures later, and I don't know if that helped or not. I don't know. I need to talk to them, but we don't talk as regularly as we probably should. But we have such different schedules, so I don't always get to hear from them um, as much as I would like. So, anyways, there's these two carved carnelian, and then a larger one, and they're faceted, and then you get this full half strand, which is kind of a full strand for these of bicones. S-word bicones. And I believe these are 4mm, and they are. These are 4mm bicones. So mostly you're paying for this. I mean, that's where most of the money for this kit is. And I have 12 of those available. So this is SC2 and is $10 for this kit. All right, let me get this. And then the next one. Let me put this one, the next one. It'd be nice. I wish William could help me because it's more fun when he does it. It's less fun when I do it. Sandra says, SC2 is so cool. Thanks. Here's another kit that we had launched previously, but I don't think we sold any. And I think it's one of those things where you just don't, I don't know. It's one of those things where some things sell and then some things don't sell. I don't know what's up with that. I've gotten to the point where there are sometimes when things I think are going to sell out just don't. Here's this one. This one, I love this one. All right, so this is SC3 and it's $14 for this kit. Here's a mini strand of S-word crystal, and it's got that beautiful AB finish on them. And then here's in a slightly larger size. So you have these two shorty strands of S-word crystal. And then you get these two dyed shell. And then the thing that does it for me is this vintage check glass button, this scarab button. It's like a stylized button or scarab. And I think that would make a cool little bracelet. I think that's one of those things where it would, I could easily see that. We have 10 of those kits available. So if you're interested, just send us an email at info@allegorygallery.com and we can get you hooked up. All right. And the next kit that I have well, let's do something different. I don't know if y'all like those kits or not. William says, I'll be on my way home soon to help. Oh, hallelujah. Bring me a drink also, because my throat is parched like the desert. He's probably watching me struggling, and he's like, please send help. LOL. All right. So I have this. This is SC4, and that's going to be put this up to the side and pack that up while y'all look. Danette says, Andrew, you are doing just fine. I like it when it's more smooth and more fun. I can't be as charming and as witty and telling jokes when I'm like trying to balance a plate on my head and do stuff at the same time. So this is SC4. It's $3.50 for this full strand. And there are these glass eyes. I thought those would be fun as like little creature eyes. So these are about 5 millimeters. These round, they're double-sided. So if you wanted to incorporate these as like little monster eyes in a seed bead project, I think that would be really cute. I did a version using these same kind of eyes in this creature that I'm working on. It's looking at you. I need to zoom out of this because this is so close. But it's getting there. Maybe, and I really wanted to finish this last night, but I did not. And I messed up the foot, so I had to start over on this foot. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to make these fins that come out. And then I'm also thinking of taking these vintage lucite leaves and sewing these in. So we'll see. Anyways, so that's not this, but that's what I use some of these. Miriam says, are they green or yellow? They are both. It's like a yellow green. It's like a pea green. See that? A little bit closer. So I think that's would be fun. So that is lot SC4, and they're $3.50 a strand. I have 8 strands of those available. Right, let me pack up the other ones before this desk starts turning into tornado time. As my mom would say, look like a tornado run through it. And this is, Michelle says mustard. No, I don't know. I wouldn't say that. They're like a yellow green. They're like a pea soup green. And so yeah. So are you all working on any projects? Anything fun and interesting? Alright, so let me take a minute and sort these out a little bit because these are mixed up, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. All right. All right. Oop. All right. So this is SC4, $3.50 a strand. I have 8 strands of those available. This is SC5, and I have 14 of these available. And these are hand carved horn, and they're from Indonesia, and they're carved black horn. To my knowledge, they said that the horn is that the water buffalo that this comes off of, it sheds the horns naturally. So you don't have to worry about it. The holes go from side to side. So if you have it, they hang like this. These are $7 each. Now, every one of them is slightly different. So they're relatively about the same size. But these are $7 each. But I have about 14 of these, and they are roughly Let me see how big. They're roughly about 20 millimeters by about 14 from the longest to the width of that. And the holes go from side to side. So this is great if you're going to do any Halloween designs. We made these into necklaces at the shop with some chain. And they sold out really fast. So if you want those are a good kind of bargain. Teresa says, bought 4 one set earlier so far. Oh, great. Marianne says, I'm trying to figure out how best to store my craft supplies. I need more storage. I see that and feel that comment. I resemble that comment. Always. All right, so that's SC5. They're $7 each, all hand carved. And they're black horn from a water buffalo, hand carved in Indonesia. Let me do, let's see. All right. So that, we're moving on to SC6. I'm going to put this off to the side. And this is for a mix of vintage Czech glass. And it's kind of like in a candy corn color. So if you're interested in this, this is all vintage Czech glass. And it's in a candy corn kind of color. SC6, $10 for this baggie. That's a good deal because usually we sell the baggies, the luxury bead blends for $12 now. And this is all Czech glass and it's a bigger bag. So you're getting a little bit more in that bag. But I thought it would be better to put it in that bag instead of trying to split it up. Amanda says, I've been taking out beads and designing, then putting back, not liking anything I've been coming up with. Oh no. Well, I would say if you have questions and you need help, post in the design challenge group. Everybody, I'm sure, would be happy to help figure out any questions if it's something that you have a question about. You know. All right. So let me put this away. And put this away. And cut some more little papers. Amanda said, that's a good idea. You know, I think that's one of those things where, you know, we are a community and I think we're lucky to have each other because, you know, like with Susan, she's not having to go through this fear of maybe her house burning down by herself. She knows that we're out there kind of like rooting for her. I think that's such a powerful thing when you know that there are people out there who genuinely care about you and want you to do well. I think when we're by ourselves in our studios, it's one of those things that can be kind of, it can be difficult because you don't, you know, it's easy to listen to the demons on your little shoulder instead of kind of like, you know, it's easier to let the doubt and fear creep in instead of knowing that you have a support network who are going to be behind you. You know, I know a lot of entrepreneurs who get kind of stuck in their head who they feel like, you know, they're like, why am I even doing this? You know, I think especially in the creative industry, it can be particularly challenging. I don't know. I know like there's a lot of people who have unfortunately succumbed to those demons where they, you know, they listen to the demons instead of listening to their peer network. And I feel like if you know that you have people that you can trust, who you know you can turn to, it's way more beneficial. All right, so there's that one. Let's see. Here we go. Now, this is one that I almost kept. And you'll see why in a second. All right, so this is SC7. This is $36. There's only one of these available. So there you go. So this is a piece of ancient Silk Road glass. Now, when I say Silk Road, sometimes people are like, what exactly does that mean? Well, this is from the Roman times. So this is over 2,000 years old, y'all. Somebody made this glass 2,000 years ago. Can you believe that? It's like holding history in your hands. And then this is a little silver um, uh, cap and bail so that you can hang that from a necklace. So they used to call it ancient Roman glass, but I think that it's that's sometimes misnomer because people think it comes. I mean, I guess it does technically come from Rome, but this is during the Roman Empire, so it stretched all over. And most of this is excavated in contemporary Afghanistan. So, this is excavated in Afghanistan, but it's from like bottle dumps of the different glass. And if you think about it, it makes sense because somebody was like, how come the supply of this glass never goes down? And there's just like more and more every year in Tucson. And the reason why is because it's kind of like that was the packaging back in the day. So everything in that empire, if you bought it, came in like a glass bottle. So if you needed, you know, perfume, came in a glass bottle. If you needed to pick up some medicine, it came in a glass bottle. There's all these, that's like the contemporary equivalent to plastic with plastic packaging. If you went out and you started looking for plastic in the landfill, you could find endless supply of it. So um, this is not to say there's an endless supply of this ancient glass, but that's why there is what there is available. There are people who fake ancient Roman glass. So you do have to be mindful of who you're buying from and the vendors and stuff like that, because sometimes you can tell and then sometimes you can't tell. But for the most part, we work with people who we've been working with for a very long time. So it's $36 for this pendant. I think it's really cool. You see the little bubbles in the glass. It's that beautiful kind of pale green transparent glass. I'm probably it's probably sure that this is like a handle of a vessel at one point. And so that piece there is $36. There's one of those available. Danette says, Marianne, I'm with you. Need more storage for my crafting supplies. Yeah, I think that's one of those things where we start. If you're like me, you're a collector of things, and it's easy to need that. When before we had the cottage, I had stuff stacked to the ceiling in my spare room, and it was a little bit frightening. Because sometimes the stuff, I don't know, there's just a little bit overwhelming. Norma says SC7 is really cool. Thanks. All right. So let's get into some of the vintage crystal. How about that? Now, I thought about how different ways of doing this, and I don't know. I kind of went back and forth on how to do this because originally I was going to split everything up And then I was like, this is going to take way too long. So the upcoming lots are all sold by the gross. So if you don't know what a gross is, it's 144. I really don't know how they came up with that number. I need to look that up. But that's what a lot of the beads from a long time ago were sold in. And so I used to collect a lot of the vintage crystal because when they changed the formula of the glass, I don't know exactly when it was that they did this, but California passed this law that prohibited crystal from contain like certain products containing lead or cadmium or different things like that. And so because of the entertainment industry and how much crystal the entertainment industry used, they made a huge shift in their formula of their glass or their crystal. So they relied mostly on these kind of computer aided faceting. It used to be old crystal used to be cut with tin. They would call it tin cut crystal. And then they moved into a process of faceting that was done with water. So that's kind of the innovation of how they would get such clear and clean facets is through that. So when that happened, when they switched that recipe, I made it my mission to go out and find vintage S word crystal. And the reason why I'm not saying the name is because they have since changed their business structure so that they are selling like a luxury brand and they're working with manufacturing for like designers and stuff. So they have since eliminated their DIY kind of sector, and there's some different things people are saying they're still making it and calling it something else. I can't speak to that. I've talked to different reps and they said that they're contractually not allowed to say. So I don't want to, say that this is this and that, without being able to say for certain. I feel as though they're doing that, but, not like this. So sorry about that. So I've got the old crystal, and this is a gross. Marion says a dozen. All right. So this is how I got it in these little one gross. You can see that's not my handwriting. And this is SC8, and this is lilac. So these are 4mm bicones, and they're old S word crystals. So they're very sparkly. I'm not going to open these because they're stapled shut. So I don't want to lose any crystals. So, and I have one of each of these grosses available. I thought about breaking them up, but I figured that we would just do this quick and easy as opposed to spending all of our whole lives together. I would not be opposed to that, but I figured y'all have other stuff to do. So this is lot SC8. It's $20 for this gross of lilac, one gross bicones, vintage crystal. Right, SC8, $20, lilac, vintage crystal bicones. And up next is lot SC9, $20. This is vintage light sapphire, 4mm bicones. SC9, $20. All right. Does anybody have a favorite color of vintage Esprit crystal? Julie says pretty. Yeah, these are pretty. I like them. We have some of these in the store, and you buy them by the piece, and it's like 25 cents a piece. But I thought that this would be easier to sell it like this, because otherwise we're gonna be here until the end of time. Make it easier for everybody. All right, so that was SC9, and that was the light sapphire. This is SC10, and it's going to be the light peach. With that peachy pinky kind of color. So SC10, $20 for a gross of light peach. All right. So up next is SC11, and this is $20. This is one gross of olivine. If you don't know what olivine is, it's a type of peridot that washes up at the volcanic beaches. So that's what an original olivine is, but it's kind of a darker peridot color. So that's SC11 is $20 for one gross of olivine crystals. Ooh, this one's my favorite, one of my favorites. So this is SC12, and this is chrysolite, and this is a very pale, kind of minty, transparent crystal. You don't really see, I mean, you don't see these at all anymore because they're not being sold to the DIY sector, but that is, you didn't really see that to begin with. This is a beautiful kind of Luna moss color. I love that color. Michelle said, this is such an amazing deal. Thank you. Ooh, this is another one. This is like, there are certain colors that I just love, because it's like, when you think of like a jewel, this is what, like, this is like, whoa. This is light cyan. So it is one of their reds, and it's just like one of those really bright, vibrant, like almost like a scarlet color. But it's light cyan. This is lot SC13, $20 for the gross. When I used to buy crystal, I would used to get factory packs directly from them, and they would come in these little cases or these little envelopes that you would have to fold out, and they had like a tissue inside that prevented them from like popping through and cutting the packages. And so this is the first time I've seen crystallite. We got some more goodies coming up. All right, so this is lot SC14, $20. And this is for Amethyst AB. So you're going to see this. This is vintage S-word crystal. And it's one gross, SC14, $20. And that is Amethyst AB, one gross. Julie says, it's so cool you've saved these. Yeah, I have this collection, and I was going to put these in the store, and we were going to make these tiny little baggies. And at that point, we had a larger staff. So I thought about doing that. And then unfortunately, we were down a lot of people. So this is not something that I can do. And William's here. Hallelujah. I can stop talking.
What?
His pants are chrysolite colored today.
Oh, chilly. It's actually chilly.
How is your day, William?
Oh, busy.
Danette says, what does AB mean? Marion says, Aurora Borealis. Correct. It makes it shiny, y'all. What is that?
What about that one?
Oh, it fell out.
Got left.
Did you bring that box home?
Which one?
That big box for that painting for Julie?
No.
Julie, we found a box, but then now we have to put the painting in the box. I'm gonna wrap it myself because I'm gonna spend extra care. And Barb does a good job, but I'm gonna do it because I feel like it's like not my baby, because you don't sell your children usually. Though I would maybe pimp my cats out where if people can pay to pet them. Barnaby.
Pay-per-view.
Yeah, honey. All right. See, I'm more funny when he's here.
Why is that?
I don't know. I feel like I have to entertain or something.
You got bags over here?
There are, but I'm going. I'm in the zone. I'm gonna pick a different one. Okay. I love this color, y'all. This is hyacinth.
Hyacinth bouquet.
Yeah, there's actually a character called Hyacinth Bouquet. And I'm gonna erase this old price because they are not that price. That's the price I paid back in the day, in the old times. But they are not that much anymore. So I blocked that out so you wouldn't get like, oh my gosh, he's overcharging. They don't make this anymore. So this hyacinth is like this fiery orange color. And I had only really known hyacinth as like a white invasive weed here. And then I started researching it and then I was like, oh, it actually is that color. All right.
Hi, Barnaby.
I hope he brought drinks. He made me some juice water. All right. So this is hyacinth and it's a beautiful kind of, I don't know how to describe that. It's a very vibrant orange. It's like a sunsetty orange, but almost red in a weird way. But all right, this is SC16, $20. This is Peridot. And this one is more of like a kind of that yellow-green peridot color. I went to this town called Peridot in Arizona, but they don't call it peridot. They call it peridot. And it's on a Native American reservation. And it's a little bit how you call disasperated. I was like, oh, I don't know if I should stop here. Because it looked a little bit of a fright. But it was neat. All right. So this is SC17. It's $20. This is Olivine AB. Susan says, back inside, the fire is almost out. Don't think anyone was hurt, but I will find out later. Oh, good. That's good. All right, William. I'm going to hand this off to you.
For what?
So that you can do them, and then I'll just fill these out so that we don't get backlogged.
Fill those out, and you.
No. You can talk. I'll be here for you I'll be here for you. It's like moral support.
I thought I was your moral support.
No.
I'm worn out today.
No. You're doing great.
I know, Barnaby.
Barnaby's like worn out.
I am. I almost fell asleep before Jen came at the cottage.
Oh, how'd that go?
Okay, it's gonna be a quick one this week.
That's
good.
What
am I doing?
So you're just gonna show them. I'll hand these to you, and then you can enjoy the rainbow. This is one of my favorites, and I don't think this is the favorite of everybody.
What are you?
So that's Rose AB. So if you like that Barbie jewelry, there you go.
AB, Aurora Borealis. That's what that coating is. That's why you get, the Aurora Borealis has all those beautiful colors. So you get all those beautiful colors with this. And I left my bags down.
So do you like that? Here's another one.
I love this one.
Isn't that pretty?
Mm-hmm.
Here, let's keep that. Don't put it back in yet. Don't touch the black.
So here's Rose without the AB, and here's Rose with the AB. So you can see they sparkle different.
Uh-huh. This one's coated. This one's not coated.
Do y'all like these? What do y'all think? How's everyone doing? I know it sounds like somebody's got some scary times going on.
Susan.
Oh my goodness.
Her neighbor house burned down.
It's very, very bad. Very sad.
She said nobody was hurt though, so
that's good at least.
All right. So, this is lot SC20, $20 for that beautiful.
Which one? This is Jonquil.
Jonquil. And that's like a daffodil. Is it Jonquil?
I think so.
And these are old, y'all.
That's a pretty color.
They're using cursive. You know this. I was talking to one of those young kids, and they're like, what does this say? And because I use cursive still when I write, and they're like, what is this? And I was like, it's cursive. And then they were like, oh, I don't know cursive. But you know what? They also know HTML coding. I do not know HTML coding. So
Marianne says, no, not AB on pink.
that's it. It's Rose. It's Rose, Marianne.
She says, yes, daffodil. Julie says, my person and I have a special place for your art. We love your work. We'll send a pic when it's hung.
Oh, I'm excited.
That's awesome.
Marianne shared a picture today.
She did. I like that.
And Anne and Schroeder, she showed a picture of all the stuff she's collected from me from over the years. Lennis, I saw it in person. I was a little bit like, oh my gosh, a little bit overwhelming. I saw that in person. I was like, I'm glad you like me. Here's this one.
Oh, Montana. I love that color.
That's one of my favorites.
Love that color. This is Montana. These are these smaller than the other ones?
Nah,
they're the same size.
4mm Montana blue sapphire.
Yeah, it's like that gray blue color.
Mm-hmm.
And you're seeing them through the bag. They're much more brilliant outside of the bag. But
no taking it out.
We ain't doing that.
No way. Because for one, those triangles, I don't know, they get raptured every day.
Yeah, they do.
I was like, I should put like a tracker on y'all.
We had a lot of them at some
point. Know. I bought 12 for the house. Somehow it's all disappeared. Who knows where they go?
Who knows?
It's like socks and Tupperware. Only
lids.
One sock.
And only Tupperware lids.
Correct. Especially ones that fit. One time, y'all, let me tell you, I think we were maybe going to your grandma's house. I can't remember. But I put a lid onto one of the Tupperware, and it looked like the lid that should fit, and it did not. And that stuff was squirting out the side of the thing. And I came to the party, and I had I can't remember what it was, probably some kind of meat sauce thing. And my whole front looked like I had rolled around on the food.
So this is like a garnet. They don't say the name on this one, but you can see it's a very deep red.
Yeah,
And it has
garnet.
the AB finish.
Baby garnet. This one coming up, I think, is Dorado. I could be making that up.
Trying not to blind y'all, but I want you to see. It's easier to see with the light.
Seems like this room is smaller and smaller every time.
It is, because the walls are coming in on us.
I know, it's true. I took over a desk.
Used to be the cleanest room in the house.
Now
it is
still the cleanest.
I don't know about that.
It's just getting overcome.
Okay. Emerald AB up next.
I love that.
Let me show you through that. There's that emerald color. Whoops. Sorry, don't mean to blind everybody. There's that color. I guess it's only going to get as bright as your screens, though, right? Technically. So there's, and it has that AB finish.
So you get like a Lord of the Rings movie up in here.
Aurora Borealis, right? Aurora Borealis. AB finish, emerald color. Marion says, I have more bases than lids. Yep, that's what happens. The lids go missing. And then one sock goes missing, and they take a walk together.
No.
Who knew socks and Tupperware had a love affair?
They become one. The two become one. All right. Now this is where the train got held up.
Uh-oh.
I've been helping.
I should have left that out.
Huh?
To show them. Because we're at a blank table now.
Well, here you go.
He says, gonna be a while.
Walk through that again.
Walk through that again.
My dad used to say, just run over the yard again. And it's like, if you run over the yard, it's like you're mowing over. It's like you're mowing again. There's no.
It's not any faster.
I know. But he thought he was gonna trick me. I mean, nowadays I can understand why he did it, because if you don't do anything, you don't get paid.
Mm-hmm.
But and he was like trying to show that he was doing work on those properties. Like, if there's a drought in Florida, the grass doesn't grow. And he was like, we got to pay the bills, dum-dum.
Marion says, that's why I have mostly matching white socks, right? That's the way to go.
You know what? We did that too. We got rid of all of the socks that don't match. Somehow, it's
still uneven.
Still, somehow.
I wear mismatched socks often. I just grab what is available.
So, how's everybody doing? How was your day?
My day was busy. I was helping a coworker with some technical issues, and then I was working on sale flyers, and I have 2.5 of those still to do. I got 4 of them today, but I got them later in the day. So I still got to work on those. And I have to feed these kittens soon. And these big boys. And then I filmed with Jen, and she did a very quick earring tutorial. Very quick earring tutorial. And because she had to go pick up her son from ball practice.
The little one?
Yes.
He's not little anymore.
No, he's not.
When they came in, she came in with her kids, and that was a long time ago. They're grown now.
They are grown now.
The one he just got a truck.
He just got a truck, yeah. So that was the one that was hit in an automobile accident. And he lost control of his right side. Pretty much all of his right, I think it was his right side. And they weren't even sure if he was going to be able to be conscious again. And he has made a recovery to the point now where he can drive, which is crazy to think.
Yeah, I know. From almost dead to alive and driving.
Mm-hmm.
What was
Anissa
Emerald?
just joined us. What's that?
What was Emerald AB number?
Is that this one? Hello, Anissa. We hope you're doing well. We are doing sharing is caring lots today.
Basically, destash but a different name.
Destash but a different name, and hopefully it reminds everybody to share these posts. Ooh, you're making little kits?
Yeah, I made kits, but I didn't get them all the way assembled. It's been such a weird day for.
Oh, it's been a weird day, and it's been rainy all day. Well, not all day. It didn't start off that way. So this is a little owlie in silver.
Yeah, that is silver. Is it silver or silver plated?
I think it's silver plated.
That's silver plated bronze.
Yeah, that's silver plated. And then you get these. I feel like it's really dark in here.
Because it is.
That'll help a little bit. I don't know. Get some light on those. There we go. You can get two of these. And you get this strand of this kind of deep, deep Merlot or Bordeaux color red check glass. And then you get this fire polish check glass. And then you get a strand of these crystals. Andrew says there are 6 of these available. It is SC26. Only $15 for all of that. That's a good deal.
You tried hard.
Because these are like 5 or 6 each. And then the silver plating, that's a little bit expensive. And those are like kicked in. Good deal.
Am I in the screen?
No.
You can tell we're all a little bit run ragged.
I'm tired. I need to actually go to bed early like I say I'm going to do every night. I'm not good.
We have to watch more Unsellable House.
Yeah, you just watch that dumb show.
It's
dumb. Actually really good, but I say dumb because it keeps me up. Every night I've been like, I am sleep deprived. I need some sleep. And I say I'm going to go to bed by like 1 a.m. at the latest, which is much earlier than normal. And then we start doing things and watching the Unsellable House. And if you want to be sucked in to a show, get sucked into it because it's fun. But well, they're kind of annoying, but they're but they're so good at their job you overlook that. Because it's like if they were bad at what they do and they were like that, we would not be watching it.
It's like them Pickens sisters. I can't stand it.
All right, what is this one? SC. I need a card for this.
Oh,
there it is. Okay, everybody. SC 27, $12. Ooh, these rings are fun. These are African, right?
Dogon.
Dogon.
Look at Gilbert. He's so
He
cute.
is so handsome.
He's sitting in that box, squeezing his little body.
He's so handsome.
You want me to take a
See if I
picture?
can get a picture.
Because I'm at a better angle.
Yeah, get a picture of that boy. He is so cute. We'll share the picture on our timeline later, or maybe in the we'll do it in the design challenge group.
There's your design inspiration.
Gilbert.
True beauty.
True beauty, Gilbert. All right, so this is Dogon glass beads from Africa. So you get those. Oh, did anyone hear? That's what else I did today while I was working. I watched the reveal of the new watches and iPhones from Apple.
Oh,
That was a good one.
was it?
Yeah. These are beautifully deep amethyst purple beads. These are check glass. And what is the motif on these?
It's like a harvest berry.
Okay, yeah.
It's a deep, deep purple, so you can't see it.
Yeah, let me see if I can, let's not blind everybody maybe, but I'm going to show you.
I think they're fun. I think if you got some of that paint and then you smeared it in the cracks and you wiped it off, it could be like you could see that even more.
I'll see the design. Yeah, you could do that. That's a good idea.
It's a way of customizing it and making it your own.
And then you get these Chinese ceramic rounds, and they are this brown color with gold speckle.
Gold luster.
Ooh, gold luster. Gold luster, we say. And then you get this strand of check glass. Gilbert, where you going, buddy? Amanda says, can we see Gilbert?
No.
We could show you, but then we'd also show you the mess that this room is in.
This is not that bad. But...
You'll see. We'll put them in the design challenge group. Ooh, hey, you two. No fighting.
They're going to rough and tumble.
No fighting, everybody. Not in front of all the artwork and in front of the audience here.
I know. You're on the TV.
Don't act up on the TV.
Correct. You want to shame your family on the TV?
And this says turn on the aught light. Sorry, don't have the aught light here. We have 4 lights going, but it seems to be not enough right now. I don't know if this will help or not. This is fun. SC28. I'm trying to get another light here for you all, but that's the best I can do. We can't do these at Star Cottage Studio on Tuesdays because that's where we film with Jen. So we have to do them from here. Is this part of this kit, or no, is this just sitting here?
That's just sitting here. I have some freebies for y'all. If you want them.
If you want them. You don't have to take them.
You know, I realized after the fact that I probably should have picked a different code because we did a spring cleaning and that's SC.
Well,
I mean, it was a while ago, but
yeah,
still.
there shouldn't be any claims for that anymore. All right. There, maybe that's better. It's not as great normally, but I think to show the color off of stuff, this is better. All right, so that's SC28, only $8. There are 12 of those kits available. SC29 are these citrine briolettes.
What do you think of that price?
It's a good price, right? $6 only. Citrine.
Basically free.
Look at the beautiful color in those too. It's nice citrine. And very pretty clear stones. Faceted briolettes. SC29, $6. Only one available. SC30. What are these?
Greek ceramic.
Greek ceramic. You get a whole bag. I'm just going to take
Oh, Colombian ceramic.
Colombian ceramic. I'm not going to dump it all out, but you can see what they're like. Little rondelles or discs. More like discs, I guess. They are various size. They're not all the same thickness or size, but they're really pretty. Made in Colombia. I forgot we got some of this Colombian ceramic. We have some in the store still, I think, too.
Okay.
In seed bead tubes. That's SC30, $5. One available. Hi, Barnaby. How are you, buddy? You haven't seen me much all day. Missed you, buddy.
Yeah.
Missed you, buddy. SC31, $18 is this coin set in a bezel.
It's from an old button, actually.
Oh, it's an old button.
It's an old metal button that I collected, and then my friend bezels up.
And it's set in brass, right?
Correct.
Yeah. SC31.
Alright. So you thought we were done with Esper Crystal. Try not to touch them.
Wow. That's a crazy price.
Correct. Crazy good.
Yeah, crazy good for all
Now,
of you
these
out
ones
there.
are third-party coding, so
So this is SC32 S-word crystal. There are obviously 4 here available. Trying to not touch the crystal side. There's a side that's metallic coated to give you the reflection on the other side.
look at that. It's like Wonder Woman 1984.
Look
That
at
movie.
how beautiful.
Y'all seeing visions? Y'all getting wild. And do you want me to get wild? They're like, no.
No, we do not. Look at that. So there are 4 of these available. They're only $1.50 each. Andrew's like giving them away tonight.
Correct.
So there you go. If you'd like them.
Where sharing is caring, William. I care about our people.
He's sharing it all
Like
at good prices. At good prices. Sharing is caring. You can share, but wow. Marion says, gorgeous Rivoli. Okay. Next, where are we at? 33. SC33. I'll pull one of these out. There are 4 of these available as well. Metallic coated on one side, and on the other, bam.
That is the cyan, I think. Light cyan? Light cyan. In theory, these all have names. Don't worry.
You can see I already got fingerprints on it.
That's fine. It wipes off.
Right. There you go. $1.25 for these ones only. We went down in price, y'all. Down in price.
The other ones are coded extra, so that's why.
Danette says SC32 is like a kaleidoscope. Yeah, these are all like that.
You can actually put these in kaleidoscopes if you wanted.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Marion says Siam or Scarlet?
I'm guessing Siam.
SC34, $1.25 each. Ooh.
In the old time, they used to know all the colors, but
don't need to now.
it then went away in the brain.
Don't need to. So this beautiful peachy color. Look at that. Is it wooing you already? Is it saying make me yours?
Adopt me, adopt me.
Only $1.25?
I'm trying hard, y'all. Trying hard.
These are the things that are so hard to get pictures of. So hopefully y'all in this video like these. Because if I have to take pictures of these, it is not easy.
No way.
So do me a favor, buy them all up, someone.
I know. Please,
Please, sir. Don't make me take the pictures.
Can I have another?
Can I not have another?
I love them, but it is a challenge.
Look at that beautiful color. SC35, $1.25 each, 3 available. Look at how they sparkle. Julie says, wow. Wow is right. Danette says, whoa, 35. Love, love, love. Me too. That green, how can you pass that up? Excuse me. Thank you. Okay.
Do y'all like this? Do they like the Esper crystal?
I don't know. If you don't like it, tell us. We can stop doing it.
No, we can't because I already made the label.
It says I already did it. Too late. You're going to see it whether you like it or not unless you tune out.
And then they just turn it off.
SC36. Marion says SC35 is Wowzer. SC36. Check out this blue.
So if you can get it before Tierra Cast's done eliminate it, they have a bezel that fits this exactly. These are 12 millimeter, by the way, if you're curious. When you need that setting.
Such a pretty color.
What I will say also is if you don't want to use, these are great for bead embroidery. If you want to use bead embroidery, you can also use a washer and some wire. There's a tutorial by Lisa Nevin Kelly. If you don't know her, she owns a website called Beaducation, and you can use, it's like a washer like that you can buy at the hardware store, or you could make out of silver or whatever if you wanted to make it more fancy, and wire, which I thought was pretty cool. And then there's also if you wanted to use epoxy putty, epoxy sculpt. You can use that to set them into something like a pendant if you wanted to sculpt it. If you do use polymer clay, you can use polymer clay. The only thing that I'm going to say about that is that you have to make sure that there's a lip over it, over the edges of your piece, because if you don't put that lip in, it will just pop right out. But they do work and they do hold up in the oven, in case you're curious.
That was what Danette was saying. I like them, but I don't know how to use them or how to set them.
It's like I knew.
I know.
Yeah, definitely. And if you have questions, you can always post them in the design challenge group, and you'll get a plethora of ideas from folks. What are people saying? Do they like it?
No one's saying anything.
Hopefully people be claiming.
I know.
I like it in the store because in the store there's a bell that goes off, and it makes me feel like I've done something with my life.
Oh, when this online store makes a sale,
Mm-hmm.
you hear cha-ching.
Yeah, it makes me feel like I've done something with my life.
Only one of this one available, everybody. This is a very light blue color.
I used to collect the. Oh, I still do. What am I saying?
This looks holographic, everybody.
One of the reasons why is because we would sometimes have to do repairs on costumes. And so I have a bunch of different crystals and all different, because that's what we did. I'd help people with. Boy, my words are not coming smooth today.
I know, we're both tired.
Yeah, I need a. I'm also a little bit hungry. But that's not anything unusual.
You want a Snickers? I got a Snickers.
Maybe.
Ooh. These are some of my favorites. I like these ones. SC39, $1.50. It's like the rainbow in there. You see some reds and pinks and purples and greens and yellows. A beautiful amber color. Orangey.
Did you fall asleep?
About. Janice says, those are beautiful.
It got real quiet all of a sudden. I was like, oh.
You hear my head slamming down on the table.
One time I was doing a tutorial, and it was a seed beating project, and I done lulled myself into a coma, counting. I'm like, I'm sure they love this.
Marianne says, Rivolis are all gorgeous. Danette says, prisms of color. It is. It is.
Aren't they fun?
Okay. These I really love. They have that purple and blue two-tone. Slightly green, like kind of a teal coming through there, but mostly they're purple and blue, like a pale blue. And they are so pretty. This is SC40, $1.50 each, and there are 3 available.
Is your battery almost out?
No, I'm okay. I was checking, but I've got it plugged in for filming and it charged pretty good.
Oh, good.
Oh, Marianne says, takes my breath away. Then it says, those look like feathers from a peacock. It's true.
I'm into that.
It's true. Those are good colors, right? Good colors.
Is there anything that people are looking for?
Anything you're looking for? These are kind of a clear, but they have some colorful flash reflection.
Aren't those pretty? Imagine being under the spotlight. You're going to be the Queen Empress.
Right?
Or King Empress, whatever. Emperor.
King Emperor.
We watched that one show, Empire. Did y'all watch that? Foundation?
The Foundation.
Based on Isaac Asimov.
I like that show. It's okay.
I don't know.
I don't know who you're voting for anymore.
I know. I'm a little bit.
They're trying to make you vote for the original bad guy, but maybe not so bad. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, like the first season, they're trying to build up like that one character, and then I don't know. I like it okay.
Amanda says, I love that show.
What do you do?
I think it's pretty good. It's interesting, but it tears, like, I don't know who's, I guess maybe that's the point. There's no real good or bad.
Like that Harry Seldon. You're supposed to root for him, but he's such a jerk.
I know. And then Empire is like a jerk too, but only sometimes. He's okay, but he also, well, I don't want to give it away if you didn't get to see it all. But it's like, who's the person I'm supposed to be behind? Amanda says, I like the actor that plays Day. Andrew does. Andrew does too.
He's good looking.
Those green are nice. That's my color. I like the green.
I like the idea of that chroma pigment. You know, the one that they paint the murals with and it moves.
And it moves.
I'm into that. I'm like, how can we make this a real thing?
It's called AI.
Nah.
That's as close as you get.
How are you going to do that? Computer everything?
Big screens.
Nah.
You can paint on the screen.
I don't need it.
SC43, $1.25 each only. 3 of them available in this beautiful, deep cobalt blue color.
That's pretty. It's shining in my eyeballs going.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you about this story of when I was in Hawaii? And, well, you were there, but you were asleep.
When you were on the beach?
So we have I don't know. Are you like this, or are you more like William, or are you like more like me? When you go on vacation,
and by a vacation he means a working vacation.
That's
a working
the only
trip.
time you've ever known.
I know, it's a work trip. I just want to put that out there.
Yeah, so you do have to work 14 hours a day. But then I like to, like, whenever we have like a time, I like to explore and go to like all the little places. And I don't, if I'm gonna go to a new place, I don't necessarily like to go to a chain place unless it has something that it doesn't anywhere else. But anyway, so I woke up super early and then I made some earrings on the beach and I was using S-word crystals and I blinded. I think they're from New Zealand, maybe Australia. I don't know. But I done blinded them while they were swimming and they came up and they were trying to buy earrings. They bought my earrings and they're like, oh, I'm so glad we got this from a local. And I was like, mahalo. I didn't directly lie because I was technically local to that location
at the moment. A lie of omission.
But I could easily live there,
Right?
except I have to win the lotto. But
You could just live on the beach and you could be a
like the
local.
homeless people,
Yeah. They're
Yeah.
locals, right? So this is that beautiful, that's that jonquil color. Looks like it.
That's topaz.
Is that topaz?
Or golden shadow. I think it's topaz. Maybe golden shadow.
It's beautifully golden, whatever it is.
I thought about watching all of the Star Treks in order.
I was thinking about that too.
But then we watched some of those original ones, and they're
I didn't mind. You got really antsy.
that's boring.
He got
That's
bored.
like when we started trying to watch Doctor Who in order.
Yeah, we both
basically, I just would fall asleep for an hour and wake up.
Which wasn't bad, right?
I know my neck would be a little bit stiff, but
these are beautiful. Look at that. Look at that color.
And you know what? When I was little, they used to play that on PBS in the afternoons. And when I would come home from school, I would watch PBS. So I'd watch like Julia Childs and Bob Ross and This Old House and Yankee Workshop. And they would sometimes play Doctor Who. And invariably, I would fall asleep in front of the TV on the Doctor Who. And that has not changed.
Marianne says she thinks it's topaz too.
I mean, the new ones, we haven't finished any of the new ones. I don't know. There's that Peter Capaldi, when he took over the Doctor, I kind of lost interest. And then we watched on BBC for a while, and they played like a million commercials. And they only played the same one over and over and over.
This is a beautiful garnet, deep red color.
That one I think is cyan, like regular cyan. I could be making it up.
Didn't your thing say? Didn't your thing say?
No.
They don't say anything.
Mm-mm.
It's $1.25 each. There are 4 of these available.
We should come up with a good question. What's a good trivia question?
Barnaby, come up with a question.
Last night I was in that Touchstone meeting, and
he wanted to meet everybody.
He jumped up on the table, and I had all that beading up there.
Oh boy!
And it almost went everywhere.
Marianne says I could see falling asleep during the first seasons of Doctor Who.
Oh my god, it's so boring. But in a charming way, you know. And if that's what you like, then enjoy it for me.
We're just so used to all the technology now.
But I don't even like that, because sometimes when they put too much CGI,
dirty. I know.
Yeah, dirty.
Dirty, huh?
When they put too much CGI, it's like some of those action movies, like the battle sequences. Like I start getting into lulled into a coma. Maybe I just have narcolepsy undiagnosed.
Marianne says my favorite Doctor Who is Tom Baker.
I like David Tennant and
is good.
Donna. You remember her?
Donna.
The redhead.
Mm-hmm. She was fun.
And because they picked the serious one, I'm like, You know who'd make a good one? A good companion is Miranda. You know her? She's on that show called Miranda.
Oh.
She'd be hilarious. Maybe her be the Doctor.
Right.
I'd laugh myself hoarse. When they got into that just believe in yourself stuff, then I got kind of bored. And then they also did this thing was like, don't do this bodily function. Stop it.
Barnaby. He's
Knock
kissing
him
my
down on the
hand.
floor.
He's not kissing the beads. He's just kissing my hand. Look at this one. This is beautiful.
This some weird. This show is getting weird. And he's all like moody eyed, like he's like gonna seduce you.
Yeah, I know. He missed me. I missed him too. He's a good boy. Oh. This is like a kaleidoscope. It's like they've got the colors down in there already. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let me back it up a little bit so you can see it from further away.
That's like when he says, I just want to mate. And she's like, you just want to mate. And she tells him off.
I don't remember that.
And he's like, no, a mate. Not like a friend. Not like two mate, a mate.
Barnaby's giving you all kisses out there.
Because she was not impressed with him. That's what also I like. Because usually they get like they're like doe-eyed for the doctor. And like that one girl, their woman, they make it like she's unrequited love, and I was like, maybe we skip that part.
Look at this galaxy, Barnaby. Look at this galaxy in here. You're getting stolen, Barnaby. Amanda says, I like Christopher Eccleston.
Yeah, he was good.
Marion says, Tennant was good. I also like Peter Davison. Davison.
Yeah.
I don't know which one that was.
I don't know that one.
That's before what we saw. Barnaby, you got kicked out.
Is that dude that he had like one movie by himself?
Cheryl says, I always watched Doctor Who for Jack Harkness. Years later, my daughter took writing courses at Alverno with Barrowman's sister. She shared lots of fun stories.
Oh, he was dreamy back in the day. I watched that Torchwood. Did y'all watch that? The spinoff? Torchwood.
Torchwood. Oh, what's this one? Last one?
Last one.
SC50.
But I have some prizes.
SC50. Marion says Peter was the one after Tom Baker.
Is he the one that have his center part? I don't know. Oh, this is together.
I know, I'm just showing pieces.
Oh.
I show pieces at a time. This is what you get. You get these check glass leaves, and they have that AB finish on one side.
What time is it in California?
5:47. And then you get these freshwater pearls, dyed pearls.
I wonder if anybody's going to supplant me in that competition.
I don't know. I shared it one more time today. Till 9 p.m. Eastern time. You got 15 minutes.
Oh, I do?
Only 15 minutes and you were in first place.
We'll see. Someone's going to do it by like 1. Thanks.
SC50 is this whole kit. Only one available. $16.
Let's do another one.
Another prize.
Oops. All right. This is, you don't have to have bought anything, but it helps if you do, because then you don't have to pay for shipping. What is the name of, what's that guy's name? Eccleston's companion, his first one.
Oh my goodness. I would not get this.
I got this little box. They're like base metal, and they've got that little Millefiori.
These are cute. Can't put it on with my face in the camera. Julie says, too cool. So that's a prize to somebody who names it.
Who is it? First name is fine.
Peter Capaldi's?
No,
No,
Eccleston,
Eccleston's
main companion.
main companion. Marion says, can barely remember Eccleston, so no idea. Rose, says Amanda.
Correct.
There it is. Amanda.
Right on the paper. Good job.
That's how your name comes out when I write it. I'm
Perfect.
surprised anybody can read anything.
Let's see. What is... we'll do another sci-fi one. How about that?
Okay.
Who is the inventor of data on Star Trek? This is actually kind of a trick question because it could have two answers.
Could it?
Mm-hmm. But you didn't watch the episode, so you don't know.
Oh, why didn't I watch it?
I don't know. Maybe you did back in 1994, but
I wouldn't remember that.
like
Amanda says, I loved Rose.
yeah,
Rose was nice. I liked Rose.
Does anybody know
Nobody's guessing.
who the inventor of data was?
Data. Data from Star Trek. Anybody know? Dr. Sung, says Danette.
Correct.
Correct. And there's how your name comes out, Danette. Pretty good, right?
Y'all want another sci-fi one?
Another sci-fi one? It looks like we got sci-fi fans out there.
What's the real name of Baby Yoda?
Baby Yoda's real name for this one, y'all. I remember that one. I don't even have to look that up. So what was the other Dr. Sung answer?
I don't know. I don't want to say. I don't want spoilers.
Spoilers for 1994.
Nobody guessed?
Not yet. I think it takes a while to get out there into the world because they've all been delayed. Cheryl says Grogu.
Correct. Here, you want? We'll go another one. We'll go deep, y'all. Y'all want to go deep?
Okay, he's going deep.
All right. What is the name of the actor who played the baby in Labyrinth?
The name of the actor who played the baby. I should know this, I feel like.
You get that ginormous S-word crystal.
S-word crystal.
Pendant.
Twisted, round pendant. Faceted, twisted, round pendant in black. Jet. Sorry. S-word crystal. Wiping my fingerprints off of it so you can get a better look.
Did anybody get it?
And it's also faceted two different ways. It's faceted this way on one side and this way on the other. No one's got it yet.
It's a child of a famous artist who is also of geek culture.
Julie says, how about a simple people?
Huh?
I don't know. Maybe not sci-fi people.
Oh.
You gotta use the Google. Anybody has equal chance these days.
I know. Baby from Labyrinth. Who's the baby?
Yeah, baby from Labyrinth. Who's
this person is also a puppeteer.
Ooh, a puppeteer.
Who did the Dark Crystals, the new one, the Age of Resistance puppeteer. I think also the puppeteer for House of the Dragon.
So far, nobody's got it. Toby Froud.
Who guessed it?
Danette.
Correct. All right. We'll do this one if anybody wants this one. Do y'all want this?
Don't want this.
It's a piece of lava pendant bead. It's got holes for hanging if you want.
Where's it got the holes for hanging? Oh, it's through the center.
That's big focal. Let's see. What about name the main actor of Love Again? The main male lead actor of the film Love Again from 2023. His real name, the actor's name. Did anybody get it?
Not yet.
They're like, I don't want it.
We only got 11 people watching. So if none of these 11 want it, it's going to go.
Hour of power.
It's going to go back into the collection. The 2 hours of power. Marianne says, you really know obscure sci-fi fantasy shows, Danette. Barnaby, did you get locked out away from me? Norma says, San Houghton.
Yeah. I knew she would know it.
Norma knows.
She knows. She's like, oh, Outlander. Oh, Jamie. Let's do another one.
Oh my goodness, I gotta go.
Okay, one more.
This is how Andrew leaves a party too. One more. I just gotta say goodbye to one more person.
I know.
And then we're there another 3 hours.
All right. Who wrote the True Blood books?
Amanda says, oh, Jamie. Who wrote the True Blood books?
Hey, you know what? Maybe we'll do a Halloween trivia.
Halloween trivia. That'd be fun. We'll come up with some trivia. Danette says, I like old Star Trek, William Shatner. Me too. Julie says, good one. But no guesses yet. Charlene Harris, says Marianne.
Correct. All right. That can be done. Did you ever show off your pots?
No, not yet. They're all downstairs, though.
Maybe
we'll
you
show
should.
them off tomorrow, maybe.
No, you're class tomorrow.
Yeah, I might show them off on the internet by selling them tomorrow. We'll
He's
see.
like, loody-doody-doo.
Maybe nobody wants them. They're nice.
No, they're good.
Time. I think these ones are some of the best ones
They're getting better and better.
All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed this show and bought lots of stuff so we can get some tools and help some people out who need some help. And if you have any questions, send them to our email. I want to reiterate here, please do not message me personally on Facebook or Andrew personally on Facebook. I've went in again today. What happens? Here's what happens. So I wear an Apple Watch, and the Apple Watch bings and tells me I've got a notification, and then sometimes it marks it as read. So I can't actually read it on my watch. It just says you have a message, but it marks it as read. So then I don't remember to go back and look at those messages. So I found about 3 business related things in my Facebook Messenger today because I happened to be sitting there when it happened and I looked at it. And so please do not, we cannot forward those. Our helpers, many of them do not have Facebook. They do not have social media. I can't forward the information or questions to anybody. So please only send us emails to info@allegorygallery.com. We don't like to be like that, but things get lost and things don't get to the right person. And then I forget about them or I never see them. So please always email us any questions or any concerns you have. I do check the email almost daily. I give myself sometimes a weekend or a day here and there, but mainly I check it every day.
Marianne's still watching.
Is Marianne still watching?
If she wants that glue, I use Loctite.
Loctite super glue.
But you could also use E6000. The thing about E6000 is that it's slightly flexible. So it's good for something, like if you ever plan to pull them apart or something. Again, the pieces apart, then you can kind of do that. But I would say E6000 or Loctite's my favorite.
We use Loctite in the store for almost everything.
The only thing you probably shouldn't use Loctite for is
crystals.
And the reason why is that the crystal has a static charge, like an aura almost, and the fumes of that blah 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 super glue, basically cytosilicon. William don't know. You look at me like I'm crazy. And then so the vapors stick to the crystals and it makes them cloudy and look scummy.
Yeah, don't make your crystals scummy.
So if you're going to use a glue, use the E6000 for a Swarovski or Esward crystal, and then that's fine.
All right, everybody. Let's see if Andrew won his vote. It's now time at the Whole Bead Show. So thank you all for tuning in. I just saw your Facebook notification. Congratulations to Andrew Thornton. From the Whole Bead Show. So
thanks everybody for voting for me.
Thank you so much. It looks like Andrew won. He gets the notoriety.
That's it.
That's okay. That's good though. She showed video. Did you see the video she showed of your piece in movement too today?
No.
Was it today or yesterday? I didn't see the date. But if you look on the Whole Bead Show, you can actually see his piece in movement, which is actually even cooler then. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. We're going to go look in the cupboards and see what we've got to eat. Have a great evening.
Mystery.
Bye, everybody.
Go to the sheets.